Hey there, thank you for tuning in to Down to Vacay. This is Gil.
I'm Lou.
And we're going to drop the hits and misses for you guys. And this is the first of two. This will be the hits of the Icon of the Seas. All right, so right now we're going to jump into the hits, which is the entertainment, the shows, the venues. I don't know about you, but well, actually, I do know about you, and I can see you.
I know you know about me.
This has to be one of the biggest things for us because the entertainment was amazing. It was truly amazing. How was that Wizard of Oz, man? To you, how was it?
I mean, I enjoyed it. It started off a little differently than the movie, like, you know, the movie that all of us have seen a million times.
Or the show, or the theater show, right?
Mm-hmm. And I thought it was pretty well done. I thought that the actors and the actresses were very talented and they can sing well, and it was a live orchestra that played the music.
Yeah, that was cool.
So I was very impressed by it.
That was cool with the live orchestra. I was like, whoa, this is serious. This is some serious stuff here. They're putting a lot of money into this, man.
Yeah.
So
and then the theater itself, I liked. It was almost like a Broadway feel. So it looked very traditional, like a Broadway theater. Like it had the two levels. You also had, it was like a surround, the seating kind of surrounded the stage. So you even had those like little, I don't even know what you call them, little balcony sections that kind of came along the side of the seating. It was nice. It was really nice. Very well done.
I thought it was pretty good because I'm so used to, the Norwegian cruises, cruise line theater shows. I'm so used to that, and I'm always saying, oh yeah, you got to try the Norwegian cruises because the theater shows are amazing. But this Icon of the Seas, man, with the Wizard of Oz, it was actually pretty damn cool. I actually enjoyed it, and I'm like, whoa, all right, this is some serious stuff. So what other shows do you have? The theater shows.
Well, we also saw one called Showband, which was basically the orchestra, and it's a pretty large orchestra. Like they have several sections, so they played, like I guess you could say notable
some notable hits.
Yeah, from different genres, not all just one genre. And I think the show was only like 45 minutes long, but it was very nice. It was very nicely done. It was just music. It was no one singing. So it was, I don't know, it just had a different classy feel to it. Nope. Of course, I was the one that added it to the calendar, and you were like, eh.
The other theme shows, the Aquadome, which had I don't know what was the name of that the show?
It's called Aqua Action.
Aqua Action.
And it was like Aqua Action is basically like a montage of different type of aquatic performances. So it's not just like one show. It's almost like you can almost break it up into 3 or 4 different things, which kept it entertaining. It wasn't monotonous. It wasn't like they just did the same thing for the whole 45, 50 minutes. So it was a very cool show. It's a very visual show.
Man, I was impressed with that, man. Like, I was seriously impressed with that. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. The lights, the visuals, the dancing, the water, all of that, man. It was actually pretty cool. The diving, that was awesome. That was pretty cool as well. You know what wasn't awesome? Those skateboard kids. I felt bad for them.
Yeah, so I think for them it's just that the ramp was too short.
It's too narrow.
So they didn't have enough space to really do anything worthwhile.
Right. But it was a cool show, man. It's like you have to see that show.
That's another one that you have to literally book the tickets early. Prior to boarding would be best. And if you can't, then as soon as you get on ship, you have to look for tickets.
What was the other one? The one in the ice thingy? What was it called?
So the last shows,
the Absolute Zero or something like that?
Yeah, it was in the venue called Absolute Zero, which is basically the ice skating ring. So what's funny is in the daytime, they at certain days, certain times, it's open to people to ice skate. Obviously, they cool. Rent you the skates. But then after that, in the evening, that's when they have shows. So the one that we watched was called Starburst Elemental Beauty. And it was a very visual. Dope. entertaining show. It wasn't just one monotonous, pair skating around for 45 minutes. It was just a lot of different things going on. It was very visual. I don't know. It was just, I can't even explain it beyond that, but it was great.
I actually wanted to skate, but yeah, you know what? It's not that big of a deal. The show was actually amazing. Like, I thought it was pretty cool. That dude with the little the lit up balls. I know it sounds kind of nasty, but yeah, the one with the little ball, he's throwing it, and,
floating balls.
yeah, it's coming back to him, and he's twirling around. Like, wow, that was actually pretty cool. The skating, that was actually pretty cool as well. I'm over here like on my edge, on the edge, just hoping that they don't fall. You almost had some falls, but they recovered.
Yeah.
But they were doing these, triple somersault toe loops or whatever you call those things. Yeah, it was actually pretty dope. It was pretty dope. I enjoyed it, and that's part of the entertainment, as in like the shows.
Complimentary
Yeah,
entertainment.
the shows.
You're not paying any extra for those things.
Then you have the other stuff, man. Then you have the entertainment, where there's live music playing and stuff like that. At places like Point and Feather, the Point and Feather pub, where it's like kind of folk music and cultural stuff, right? I forgot. The dude had like some kilt. He had a kilt on or something like that. He was Scottish.
And then they also had like dueling pianos. So they had two people, a woman and a man, who were basically taking requests, and they were, going back and forth about singing and playing the piano. Again, everything was very entertaining. You had a variety of things to choose from. It's not like you couldn't find something to do at night.
You had boleros.
Yeah,
right?
Boleros had the Spanish band.
Spanish music. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you had also like the karaoke bar, which again, those were cruisers who were entertaining you.
That woman who sang Tyrone by
she was
by Erykah
awesome.
Badu. Yeah, I was like, "Woo, you go, girl." She had me feeling like I was dating Tyrone. I was upset with him.
So what's also nice is that because I guess it's karaoke, everybody was kind of doing a sing along with it. So I thought that was also cool. It's like crowd participation. And it was almost like you're the karaoke person's backup singers.
Right.
So like you would hear everybody else singing along with her.
I better get paid for that, man. That was I was like, call him. Like I was going in. You also had the music hall. So the music hall, they'll have, some dance there as well, and then they'll have a live rock band.
Yeah, they had a classic rock band.
Dude, they were so good, man.
Yeah, they were very, very entertaining.
Oh man, it was actually pretty cool. They don't sing the same music though. They'll switch up,
Every night
songs.
they'll do different songs.
Yeah, which I missed because I heard some really good stuff a couple of nights before we went, and I was like, damn. But I knew that I wanted to get the autograph of the drummer because the drummer was actually the drummer from the group White Lion, and White Lion was one of my favorite groups growing up. And when I found out that he was the one playing with them, I became a fanboy. I was telling you that I was looking to get an autograph from him.
But unfortunately, you weren't able to, which I felt bad. I wanted to go find him somewhere. It was funny because we during, I think it was the next day or the next 2 days.
Yeah, we saw him.
We kind of had
buffet.
Sightings of different people from the bands and from the groups, but he was the only one I never saw.
Yeah, man, that was rough, man. I was bummed out, but I was like, man, they were real artists, real musicians who played with bands. So he played with White Lion. I forgot the other one. I forgot what who they played with, but they were real musicians who played with real rock bands. And it was actually pretty cool because the stage itself, the music hall stage, it's like a mini stage at a concert, man. The way they have it set up is amazing. The sound system, throughout the ship, amazing, man. It was actually pretty cool. So you go from the music hall playing rock, now we go to the Central Park section, blues, jazz, and blues. Not you, because
not this Lou.
You don't play any jazz, but that was pretty cool too. That was actually pretty cool too. Just walking through Central Park, and then you hear the jazz playing. You know what I mean? I was like, whoa.
Yeah, live
what
band.
is this?
I think again, I think part of the orchestra was part of the live entertainment. You know, they were kind of spread out around the ship.
Or the ones from the Empire Supper Club.
Yep.
You know, I guess those people too. Who knows?
Yeah, it was very nice to be able to pick and choose the things that you wanted to attend.
Well, the hits. I mean, rather the entertainment part. You know, again, there's a lot of stuff happening on the Icon of the Cruise, Icon of the Seas. So this cruise was like really, really serious. Like you had so many things to choose from, and the entertainment you cannot miss. You just can't miss.
And they had several nights of the silent parties. You know, the ones that you wear the headphones for. And
Too
they
many
had like
kids.
two types. Sometimes
Too many kids. Too many kids.
Yeah,
too
I was
many
gonna say
kids.
sometimes they'll have like the kiddie one, and then
And that
they'll
was
have
in the
adult.
promenade. That was in a promenade. So it was good that it was in a big area, right?
Yes.
Because the promenade is huge, super huge, but there's a lot of kids.
Yeah. So I mean, again, if you can't find something to do that on this boat, then I don't
You
know
got
what's wrong
problems.
with you.
Or maybe, you know, maybe people just don't want to do too much. Maybe they just want to relax.
That's fine. It's just I appreciate the fact that you have such choices and options as opposed to nothing. Because we've been on other cruises where there's little to nothing.
Yeah, that is
So,
true, Virgin.
I would rather have all these options, and so we can pick and choose what we want to do.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. So that's it for the entertainment section of the hits. So I mean, I guess the only thing right now is the buffet, the aqua
food,
market.
hello. One of the biggest hits on this boat was the food.
You know, I was wondering if the food was going to be great because I'm so used to, you know, specific other crews. But I must say that the Icon of the Seas, the buffet was on point.
Yeah, I want to call it banging buffet. It was very well done. I mean, listen, reality is first time we get on a boat, we go straight to do the entertainment tickets, right? To book any shows that we want to see. Second thing we do is go, if we can, we go to our stateroom. But the piece de resistance is always going to lunch at the buffet.
Everyone goes to lunch
With everybody
when they
else
jump on
that's
the
getting on
cruise.
that boat. So, you know, maybe that was part of feeling overwhelmed too. But when we got to the buffet, I have to say, it left me breathless. The amount of selection and the quality of the food that they had out for the first time getting on a boat, I'm just stunned. I'm still speechless about it. You know, they literally had a whole seafood bar with like lobster tails and shrimp
crabs or
cocktail. Like
whatever
that
it
was
was.
probably
I
the
don't
best
Not
looking
sure.
buffet I've ever been on to any ship. Like as many times as we've been on cruises, this was hands down best buffet impression.
But that was the first. That was the first day.
And that was
rather.
just the first day.
First day. The second, the other days were actually pretty good too. I mean, they didn't have everything that they put out on the first day.
Yeah, it seemed like they wanted to, you know, dress to impress on that
Yeah,
first
they
day.
wanted to wine and dine us. You know, maybe make us, you know,
wow us.
pay a little more. Like,
And listen, mission accomplished.
Hey,
they
listen,
wowed me.
I tell you this right now. This is part of the misses, but you don't need to go to Hooked in order to get some really good seafood for free. You know, I tell you that much. So if you're looking to get some really good seafood for free, then you go to buffet on the first day, the afternoon. You go to buffet, and that's where you're gonna get your solid seafood. You don't need to spend, you know,
Extra.
$80 bucks per person at Hooked because that was horrible. But either way, the buffet was actually pretty solid. It's huge though. The only thing that I didn't like was that you had to walk pretty far for certain things, right?
Yeah,
I would need
desserts were like all the way at the end, but then
The
they
beginning,
had like a
the beginning though.
Well, I guess depending on which direction you're coming from, but I don't know. Again, the selection was amazing, and it wasn't just again for people who have listened to other videos that we've done. I am a little, how shall I say, bougie when it comes to dinner at the buffet, and I like, you know, normal sit down dinner as opposed to buffet, because usually the selection is not as good. However,
Yeah.
Icon decided that they wanted to change my opinion about that, and the selection at night was pretty good. Again, even if you want seafood, there was a certain night that they had lobster tails and filet mignon, and it was just great. Like the things that they had out were great, and they had enough variety that you'd find stuff.
Okay, so let me ask you this: was the buffet worth the dinner?
Yes, it was.
Because I know on other ships, the other ones, you were like, buffets are only good for breakfast and lunch, but never for dinner. But was it good for dinner?
Absolutely. Now, granted, I still did want to go to the little more formal dining.
Right.
Again, complimentary, not a specialty restaurant.
Which was pretty good, though, actually. We
And,
had
yeah,
dinner one night.
I have to say, though, they were not very imaginative with the name of this place. It was literally called Dining Room. So, thumbs down for that. I don't know who decided to drop the ball on that, but I thought that was, lack of creativity. But the food quality
The food was good.
was good.
Yeah.
It was very good.
Now, if you wanted something smaller, right? If you wanted something not too much, you know what I mean? You don't want like a massive
you
meal
want a
or
little
something like
notch.
that. And you wanted to eat, some food, at around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock or so. Then you'd go over to the aqua market, right?
Yeah. So it was kind of set up like 3 or 4 stands of food, right? One being a crepe station, which actually always closed at like 9 o'clock. The other stations closed a little later. They closed at I think it was midnight or 2 o'clock in the morning, something like that.
Yeah, it was late.
And one was like one called Ginger, which was like Asian cuisine. Another one was like a mac and cheese station. They
had
just served mac and cheese.
All different types of mac and cheese.
I think it was up to 5
4
varieties.
or 5, yeah.
And then they had like a Greek station, but that place always seems to be closed early too. And the last one was like a sandwich station. So you could either get like a salad or like a little sandwich, not a full-size one.
The Monte Cristo.
Yeah, but just something, again, to kind of munch on. Sometimes we'd mix it up. We'd get a little mac and cheese from one station and a sandwich from the other.
Yeah, that was good.
But overall, it was a good option. Because, listen, otherwise, the only other option late night is Sorrento's.
Yeah,
which is the pizza place. And that you'd have to go all the way downstairs to the promenade to get. So, hey, I give them credit.
There were so many good spots, so many good places, so many good things about the ship. One of the biggest hits, I guess the end of our hits, would definitely be the amount of neighborhoods on the ship. So many different spots to go to, a different feel, like you said.
Yeah, so just so everyone understands what we mean by neighborhoods. So for Royal Caribbean, they I guess you could say nicknamed sections of the ship as neighborhoods. So like one being called Central Park, which is basically in the middle of the ship, an open air area in the ship.
That's deck 8.
And it was on deck 8. And it was, I don't know, it was literally like if you were walking through a nice part of Central Park, not the seedy part.
Nice part of town.
Yeah. And, I thought that was really cool and calming. And I actually ended up attending like a little seminar about the plants, like the person who takes care of the plants on the ship. And I mean, like literally they have live trees and everything in that area are live plants. They're not nothing's artificial. I thought that was damn impressive. But if you're not into flowers and stuff and you have your children with you, Surfside is also the most notable area / neighborhood on the ship.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I mean,
too.
I have to say that a lot of thought and effort into that area. It was a lot of things for the kiddies to do.
Yeah, you had the
even big kiddies like us.
The carousel. You had the arcade section. You even
had a slide next to the stairway.
You have the little aqua spot, for the kids to go to.
Yeah, you had like kind of like a splash section where it's like sprinklers and stuff, and then you also had the pool.
Right, and you also have a what do you call it? Surf bites or something like that.
Yes, so they also made a Surfside cafe as well as like I guess you could say a quick eats.
But I don't know. I think that they charge at that specific restaurant. The little one or the other one on the side, they didn't charge you. It's complimentary. The one where you can pick up these little chicken bites.
Yeah, they were popcorn chicken.
Yeah, popcorn chicken with fries and like some other stuff.
Or they also had burgers.
Yeah, you had the drinks as well.
And hot dogs
over there.
And yes, and drinks.
So that was pretty cool.
And they also had a soft serve ice cream or yogurt. They had that as well. in the area. So again, you didn't have to go all the way up to the buffet area, which is on like deck 15, to get something to eat. You literally could do something right there.
Only if you if you want a little bit of extra stuff, you know what I mean? Like, again,
Yeah, they had full restaurants as well.
this is the kiddie spot, Forget about the time that I broke into the candy shop.
Yeah.
I didn't break into the candy shop for one. That's one, because the door was already slightly open. I didn't know who was in there. You couldn't tell, so I opened the door, and I guess they were fixing something or whatever. But
yeah, so it was technically closed. There was no one in there.
I had all the candy right there in front of me. I was like,
yeah,
woo!
And all the cameras looking at you too.
Hey, listen, I wasn't looking to steal anything anyway, so I quickly got out. You're the one that thought we were gonna, freaking get arrested and kicked off.
Yeah, I like literally put my hands up.
The Surfside was pretty cool. The Central Park was pretty cool. The Promenade was pretty cool. It was huge.
Yes.
Right? It was
Two floors.
It was huge. It was one of the biggest things. The biggest spaces, man. It was huge. Which I thought was cool because they also had so many other things happening, like the silent party. Right? What was that called? The silent
silent disco.
Silent disco. That was pretty cool. You had the shops. You had
so we went through during Easter, and they even had an Easter bunny out there taking pictures.
Yeah,
it was a lot to do. There was always something going on in that area.
You have Chill
and
Island.
The Pearl. The Pearl
that was
on
huge.
The promenade.
You have Chill Island, where you couldn't really chill because there was a kid everywhere. But it's Chill Island.
It was more like chill out.
You had the Thrill Island, which is the
water slides
and everything else. Again, it was all cool. You had the Hideaway, which was for the adults, small, but it was still for the adults. You had a lot of spaces.
You had Flow Rider, which is that like surf thing, it's almost like a machine, artificial surfing.
Your PTSD.
Yeah, I'll never go on that sucker. But anyway,
it was cool. Like that was pretty cool. That was a major hit, because each area provided you with a different feel, and you felt like you were somewhere different, somewhere new, somewhere. Again, it depended on what you wanted to do.
Yeah, it was like if you were staying at a village as opposed to being on a ship. There were so many different sections with different feels.
It was cool, man. It was cool. So that's basically what you get. That's what you get on the Icon of the Seas. And what we mentioned were definitely hits, man. They were definitely hits. So, again, if you're looking to go on the Icon of the Seas, if these are the things that you're looking at, looking to do, experience, then this is the reason you would go on the Icon of the Seas, especially if you can afford it. But that's something totally different.
That will be coming up in our next section.
But yeah, so these are definitely the hits, man. Thank you for tuning into this part, the first part of the hits and misses. And hopefully you don't forget to subscribe. Hopefully you will be subscribing. Hit that like button, and hope to see you back soon. Again, don't forget to check out our misses. If you're going to check out the hits, you got to check out the misses.
Always some bad with some good.